Are you ready? It's DjGoHam. It's Christmas Eve, and we're in June. It's June in the game anyway. There's no snow in sight. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to tell you. In the last one, we were able to get quite a bit done. We harvested our fields here. We did a harvesting contract up here on field 14, which was quite lucrative. And I even forgot about our grass fields. So today we're going to try and give them some love. Before we do that though, first things first, we should probably pick up the straw off of our fields. Now, in the last one, I also bought this trailer right here from Omatana. It is available for all platforms. Yes. So you can do that. It holds 260,000 liters, which is great news. We are going to be coming through here and picking up all of this straw loose because I had an epiphany, and I was like, let's do animals for like the last section of things and the last like 10 episodes. If we do the last 10, we may do more than 50 episodes, but with this being episode number 40, I don't know what's going to come next. So I figured with that, why don't we go ahead and at least knock out episode number 40 here, and in the next 10 episodes, do animals. And with animals, we need straw. So I figured, well, we will just, why would it lock on at that angle, at just a tiny little angle? It knows I'm going this way. Dummy. Nonetheless, so I kind of probably want to take like this area right here and do the animals on this area. I also may go and take an animal placeable and kind of modify it a little bit. That's what I did back in Farming Simulator 22 and 19, and it worked really well. However, there are some things that it does not work for. Like if an animal placeable has the ability to expand the fencing, you cannot change the amount of animals that it holds. It'll say that it'll hold 1 million, but it won't hold 1 million. But a placeable will. So I might try and piddle with that a little bit. I don't know which one I would do. There's quite a few out there, but nothing that I think would be perfect for this setup. Oh well. Nonetheless, that's where my ideas are right now. I still want to finish up with everything here, at least today in game, and I also want to kind of take a look at these fields and what are in them. Real quick, if we take a look at the seeding calendar right here. So we cannot do barley again until October. If we were to plant canola, we could do that in a few months. And a few other things as well, like grass, we can do just about any other time. Red beets and all those crops are down there. And then wheat is a little bit later on in the year. Well, we can continue to do some of the crops that we're doing now, like oats. But we can also plant grass in every single field that we've got and get an extra grass harvest out of them. Though that would lock us in to oats on every single field. Because as far as I could tell, barley cannot be planted in the spring. Corn can be planted in the spring, but I don't have a setup for that. Long grain rice can be. Yeah, so the normal grain crops that we generally do to get our straw, oats would be the only one. So we would basically just be locked in. We would be grass and oat farmers. Even though I do love that. This is not set up correctly. Why is this not set up correctly? Wasn't set on 2 headlands, which means I have to detach that, don't I? Sure do. There we go. Go back to here. 12.2 meters, 2 headlands. There we go. It is interesting once you get down to like the nitty gritty and how you're going to plan stuff out. I remember before I started playing Farming Simulator 17. Well, I say before I started doing videos. Actually, the Saturday before I started making videos. I think this was March 3rd, 2018. I believe that was the Saturday because I started March 9th, which was a Friday. So maybe it wasn't the 3rd. What was the date? I don't know. It doesn't matter. My little cousin got married that day, and I DJ'd her wedding. And I was setting up things on, I think it was the West Coast, in Farm Sim 17 with Seasons on Xbox One, of all places. And I was trying to figure out how I was going to do everything, and was I going to buy every single field right off the bat. I really enjoyed the thought of like the farm being established. And it wasn't role play or anything. It was just, you know, how am I going to do this? How am I, and I was planning stuff out, and oh, you know, I'm going to take the straw from this field and it's going to be sold, but the straw from that field is going to be used for animals, and this field's always going to be silage, and this one's a hay field, you know, and certain crops were for money. Like, I had a whole thing set up ready to go. And a week later, I started making videos on YouTube. And so that whole thing just went out the window. What would have happened if I would have done that instead of making my first video? Well, I guess we'll never know. After it's all said and done with this field, it looks like we are pretty good. What have we got? 206,000 liters of straw. Not bad. And we didn't have to bale it up and come back and pick up the bales and move them around and stuff. That didn't take as long. We would get it done about half the time something like this normally would take. Let's go ahead and drop this off in Omatana. We've got a bunch of Omatana mods. Let's drop this off in Omatana's silo here, 10 million liters, and it will hold anything you want. Oh, one thing, I did delete the buying station from here, which was also an Omatana mod, as 82 Studios has come out. So I am using that one since we've got plenty of Omatana mods. We're good to go there. Just using it for seed and fertilizer. Anyway, so that is what it is. It is one of my favorites. However, you could choose whichever one you want. It doesn't matter. Just use the one that you enjoy. Use the one you like, and just be happy with what you're playing with. Or use both. Put one in one place, one at the other. It's all good either way. Nonetheless, we got one more field of straw to pick up right here, and then it's going to be time to hit the grass fields. Mowing. Not as much straw off of this field. 148,000 right here. Maybe we'll get up to about 149 after this little spot right here, but yeah, not a whole lot. Still pretty good, though. It's not the numbers that we're used to seeing, to be fair. But hey, it's at least something. Also, speaking of something, instead of doing what I was gonna do, which was utilize like our grass fields for making all of the mixtures and stuff that we need for animals, which, let's be honest, I'm gonna do cows and sheep. What if instead of that, we just bought it? Weirdly enough, TMR is like one of the cheapest things in the game, but it takes such expensive stuff to use. I mean, right here, for instance, by the way, you could sell TMR at the animal dealer. I don't know if you knew that or not. But I've got a couple mods here, and one of them lets me buy it. $148 per 1,000 liters. I'll even put down a full price one because it's still just so cheap. It's so much cheaper to buy it than it is to make it, because we could sell it for way more. Look at this. Multi-food buying station discounted. $148 per 1,000 liters for TMR. Grass? Where's grass at? Here we go. Grass is selling for $124 at the Sell Anything station. So it's almost worth as much as grass is. I mean, come on. What about straw? Straw's around here somewhere, right? Straw's probably up here, isn't it? Yeah, there it is. Hey, look, 105. There's no point to make it. One more very, very quick errand before we jump in and start getting to work on our grass fields. We need to go pick up some stuff from the grain mill, and we need to take it around and deliver over to the bakery. Not a lot going on, if I'm honest, over here, but we do need to pick these up all the same. These, I think we can utilize the auto load script here. I don't know, let's find out and see. Ha! This is the coolest thing ever. I love that. So that's the universal auto load. I should probably update it. I think there's been an update out since I've downloaded the last version. Yeah, just kind of load stuff up. It's pretty cool. I don't know if you've seen the last episode or not, episode 39. However, I went in and basically took all of the productions, or say both of the productions that we have. It's more like it. And I made them to distribute, or not distribute, to store. So all of the productions will now store everything, and I'm going to have to be in charge of delivering. But because we have an auto-loading setup now, it makes it a whole lot easier than it once was. And I figured with that, we had no excuse. We could do the work. And with that, now it is time to have a little bit of fun and go mowing. We got a bunch of fields. Additionally, we're going to be making silage bales on each one of them. All, what is it, four grass fields? Five grass fields. How many grass fields do we have? 4. Yeah, kind of. Well, both of these guys. And then we have 82 and 83, which are technically one field. And then 84 right here. Yeah. I'm not quite sure where to put a lot of this equipment, so I'm just going to put it over here, I guess. We need to bring a few things down. I'm not going to bring the autoloader down yet, but there are other things that we need. So this is going to be on the baler. Of course, the John Deere is going to be on the mowers. We tried it on the mower with this on the mower the last time, and it didn't do as good as I wanted to. For some reason, the bale wrapper didn't want to go on a worker. However, the case and the baler are rocking just fine. Who knows why? Oh, remind me to smooth out the grass fields. I wonder if that'll help with the bumping. I know it won't, but I'm gonna try. Ooh, man, one thing that we definitely need to do before we do anything is fill this up with fuel. We're getting low, baby. Don't want that to happen. Hey, there it is. And let's refuel. This might take a minute. Oh boy, I've used a lot of fuel. Almost to the tip top, and there it is, $999. $1,000 for fuel. Boy, I really needed it, didn't I? Goodness gracious. All right, so it is mowing time. We have the 4 fields to do, and we're going to be knocking every single one of them out right here all at once. Mower's up there hanging out. There's no traffic, by the way. I've turned traffic off, so that makes things nice and easy. And I'm going to start way down here. I'm pretty sure this is as high as the grass gets. I could run a code to check, but I'm not going to worry about it. It's just I want to go ahead and mow and get it over with. And we are off. Time to rock. Now there are a couple little spots that will more than likely end up missing here and there. So the first passes around these are always going to be the most interesting. But I will be ready to turn each mower off as the time comes about. So we'll get to here and then turn it off. And then we'll get to about here and we'll turn off the rear mowers. Back up, realign, turn on the front mower, turn on the rear mowers, and get back to it. All right. Well, I have bad news for those of you that were curious about the mowers. They are still doing weird stuff. I don't know why, but they are still in the process of bouncing, as you can see, or just doing weird stuff. I don't know why they do that, and it's really irritating because I kind of want to go full speed when I'm mowing, but as you can see, they get a little bounce to them. This is not the problem. The problem's that was the problem right there. That's a problem when it goes bonk, and it's totally random. I could go back through, it won't bounce on that section again. So dumb. One pass down, and now we just gotta keep going. These 2 fields right here, this one and the one on the other side, these are fairly straightforward, all things considered, plus I think we mowed these a few times together, so I'm just gonna knock these out, and then we'll go take a look at our new fields. How about that? 1 field down. Well, I went to go smooth out the next field and accidentally created a mountain. I don't know when the last time I saved was. This sucks. Ah, crap. So let's pretend like all the stuff that we did has already happened. Cool. Also, I think we're gonna do this instead. We've been using the mowers that we've got now, and they've been great, don't get me wrong. However, because of where the swath is, I have to go down that line. But no more. No more. All right, let's knock all this out again. Well, after some time, we are back at it again. Yes, the mower is smaller. However, I can make better turns, and whenever we come through with with our baler, I can actually rock and roll with this thing real simple. So let's set this steering assist to headlands. Yes, please, thank you very much. Line it up and go. One of the great things about this is, let's see, speed up the cruise control. There we go. I don't know if it's gonna bounce. I hope not. We'll have to wait and see about that. But we do have our baler over there. We do have our wrapper. And the other nice thing is, generally we've been using the 9.4 meter working with, or 9.3. Uh-oh, we're bouncing. The 9 point, whatever it is, we've been using that for our baler, because that's what our mowers were. So we've just been kind of putting everything in the middle, and it's worked fine. Well, with this, now we can actually set the baler to the proper 12 meter working width and run it like that. This is 7 meters, 7 point something like that. What is it? 7.3. It doesn't matter what this is because it's not swathing everything. It's just mowing, and the grass is in the field. This is so much easier. Well, again, we are here finishing up this field. It is taking a little bit longer to get the mowing done. Of course, it's 2 meters less. We've chopped off, what, I don't know, 20%? More than 20% of the working width. But at least it's getting done. And it is going to pay dividends once we start doing stuff with the mower, or with the baler. So, yeah, it kind of stinks right now, but it will get better. Finally done with this one. It is, what's the best word? It's taking longer, but it's easier. Does that sum it up, I guess? It's taking much, much longer than it has before previously, but it's so much easier. I guess I could probably throw some kind of mower on the front and turn it around or something like that, but it wouldn't do anything. It's not like it would expand it. Also, these, when you're going, don't bounce around as much, so I haven't had to stop. So who's to say that it's not faster to use these currently than it is to use anything else? Now we get to go over to one of the fields that was just created. Well, I guess the only ones that I really messed around with too much. These guys right here. I'm interested to see, whoa, it just got a whole lot brighter. I guess the sun came out, goodness gracious. I wanna see what what the GPS thinks. So it looks like it's all the way around twice, and then back and forth on one end, and then up and down on the other, which tells me I really need to be starting down here at the bottom corner, not here. Let's give it a try. According to this, this is the optimal place to start. So we will do so. Let's bring around down through here. Ooh, look at that. It's a pretty good thumbnail right there. Well, there's no dirt anymore, so there's that. It kind of lost the immersion there just a little bit, but I tell you what, there's so much dirt on this thing that you can't even see that. You know what? I'll re-add it. How about that? Let's go up to dirt. Fecal dirt 1. There you go. Now it's back to as dirty as it was. 100% dirt. And it's on everything. Goodness gracious. All right, so I wanted us to come all the way up here, and then we kind of swing that bad boy right there and keep it going. Yeah, all right, so let's run 2 full passes around here. The only one's going to be a little interesting is that little elbow on there, because normally our turns are like this, 90 degrees one way or the other, but it's not away from the field, it's into where the field is going. So it adds a different level of, you know, it's just something different. That's about all. Here is the turn. Let's see how we do. Almost. Not quite it. Also, it always flips like that. You see that? Where it was like, went all the way out and then came all the way back in instead of just making a small amount of turning. I don't know why it does that. It's super frustrating. It's like the worker wants to turn the least amount of possible. I'll never get it. Anyway, let's finish our 2 passes around. Now that that is all said and done, let's get this set up, and we can now go and do this. So let's take a look at the fields. Right here we are, and we've gotten that much done. We've also done both of these, so we are actually rocking and rolling pretty darn good. One of the other game plans is to also put grass in these fields whenever we get done harvesting them. Now it is June right now, so hopefully like August or September, they're gonna be ready to harvest again, which would be fantastic. So let's knock this field out. Shouldn't take us too long. Heading through here now. Is it just me, or has the weather changed again? It's a little cloudy again now. And on top of that, I feel like I can't see as well as I could have before. I don't know what's going on. nonetheless. All right, let's line it up. Hopefully it hits all that grass. Good enough for me. And then we'll be done. This is a very interesting field. And we have, interesting field. Straight through, and we are done with that. Dig it and fold it up. One more field to go over here, 84. This is very, very easy field. I was really hoping that we would get to fast forward some time and get into the next day, but it looks like there's just so much to do that some of that stuff's going to have to be pushed off. I didn't say those words in the right order. We are going to have to push some of those things off to episode 41. Yes. But we've still got stuff to do here. We're kind of, I don't want to say far from being done, but there's a few things left to do. I mean, we got to bale this stuff up, right? We also have to wrap the bales, right? Yeah. And then we have to collect them and put them away. We're still pretty busy. Goodness gracious. All right, we're all finished up now. No more stuff to do with this. Whew. Man, I feel like, oh, there's a little bit. You know what? Can't leave it sitting, can ya? Also, is this the only mower that'll mow forwards and backwards? I noticed some of the other ones don't mow backwards, but this one kind of seems like it does both. This also seems like it should be like a mulcher and not a mower, but hey, it works for mowing too, doesn't it? So let's get this thing out here, and then I think I'm just gonna send it back over to the farm. Nothing too wild and crazy with that. So let's grab it, set a destination, bring it right over here, and target's unreachable, naturally. Of course it is. Set destination, bring it here, and do it on the road. All right, well, for some reason it works if they're on the road. Whatever, I'm not gonna fight it. Let's take this, let's maybe back this away a little bit. Wrapping's gonna be the quickest part of this. If you haven't seen any of the previous episodes where we've done bale wrapping, it's been ridiculous, but it's a lot of fun. That's what it's been. Let's put that there, and let's grab this. And I think for most of it, we could probably end up just going back and forth. I don't know, we'll find out. Let's bring it right here. Let's find out what the working width of this is, because I don't think it does it automatically. It thinks it's 10. But it's not 10, is it? No, I have the 12 meter, or it says that it's 12 meters. So let's see if we can put that in. So steering assist, 2 headlands, might be fine. I don't know, 2 seems like too many. Why don't we do 1 for now? And then we'll set this to 12 meters. There we go. Set it on, drop it down. Are we doing 240? Yeah, 240 centimeter bales. Works for me. And go, go, go. So now we're actually picking up more crop than we would have been in one spot. Would we? Yeah, because we would have been picking up 9 meters worth of stuff instead of the 12 meters worth of stuff. So we might, just maybe, get out with less work at the end of the day. I don't think we're going to, but maybe. Try to kick the bales that we'd already made out there on the end. That way they're not over here hanging out right at the very, very edge. Normally we can make about 2.5 bales without worrying too much, but I don't know if we're going to make it down to the end here with these bales that here like this. I think one of them's going to drop out. The reason I try not to do that is because they get all up in the way when I'm trying to go through. Just fell right there, didn't it? Sure did. Nonetheless, this is working. This is great. I'm really happy about this. It's all good. Alrighty, so good news. This worked a charm. I haven't had any issues whatsoever other than this trying to back up and being stuck in first gear going backwards. Still haven't figured that one out yet. But we should have more than enough room to turn around on the very ends, and most of the bales are out of the way. There's still a few that are very much so in my way. But not too bad. This is definitely going to be a test right here. Can I turn this around on itself, get it back in line without hitting anything? We missed a little bit. That's going to be a problem. Yeah, I decided to do the 2 headlands. This is going to be way easier. Give us enough room to turn around at the very end. Come on, set it. There we go. All right. Although I don't want to do this. This will be much easier. All right, almost done with this one. It looked like there was maybe a little bit more right here that we didn't hit. Yeah, right there. Get it. Got it. All right, we'll turn it off. We'll kick the bale out. There it is. We've got another bale in here that's at 76%, although that doesn't really matter to us. And we made 22 bales. Check that out. 22. I remembered to reset my bale counter. I think that's probably the part that's the most like, really? I do enjoy being able to do it this way. It doesn't matter how I mow the yard or the field. I could pick up whatever I want, whenever I want, how I want it. That's pretty cool. That's pretty darn cool. So we're going to run another 2 headlands through here. We're going to start at the very top of the corner in the map, or the field, just because it, I don't know, makes it easier going back and forth the other way. And drop it down. Turn it on. And go. Almost done with this field now. It's taking a little bit of time, but I think it's just because this is a heavy machine. And so I've been trying to turn it off and turn it back on in between stuff. Now here we go. There we are. That is everything. So let's kick these out. There they go. And we're going to have to fold it up because there's no way this is going on the road. Also, how did a bale get in? You know what? I don't want to know how a bale got out on the road. Let's just put that there. There you go. Cool. So 53 bales made out of everything. Whew. Pretty good amount. Back to it. Here we go. Is set up again. Set up for 2 headlands. I'm gonna start right here. I mean, starting from the other side was fine, but I don't know. It's just as easy to start here. So that's what I'm gonna do. Although with this one, it's gonna be a little bit different because there's a lot of like 45-degree and right angles that we need to hit. And as long as we can hit them all, we'll be all right. There we go. So far, so good. You know, I'm looking at this right here, and I'm like, man, we've got so much extra space there on the edges where we could, you know, have, I don't know, more grass field. But the problem is, so I was going in here trying to see this, and the field doesn't extend to the left. There's nothing through there. It extends to the right. However, there is a steep drop-off down to the water. So it really doesn't do us any good going that way. What are you going to do? In order to expedite this, we're going to go ahead and do the rest of this as well as this field over here. So we're just going to make all the bales that we possibly can. Currently, we're at 62 bales that have been made. And we'll let you know whenever we get to the end what our final catch was. Don't forget, I still got a bale. Mow. Wrap. Yeah. Well, we're almost done now. We have made 119 bales. I imagine we'll get about 123 out of everything once it's all said and done. There's 120 bales out now. I still have to come through and wrap these, and I still have to pick them up. I apologize. I've been drinking Dr. Pepper, and I'm falling asleep over here. Nonetheless, there we go. All right. So we've got all these bales. Kick those out. That's 122, and then one more unfinished bale. 123. That's a lot of bales, man. It's a lot of bales. So now that that's done, we got to wrap them up, and I think we'll finally be done. Bale wrapping time. Yay! Ooh, big stretch, and we have done it. All of the bales is now rolled round. Yeah, can you tell that I'm just completely gone at this point? All right, so we need to get this back. There were a couple people that were talking about different ways to do some auto-loading stuff. So what we are going to do is select our trailer, possibly get another one, and then we'll kind of go from there. But again, the reason that I only went with 1 trailer versus 2 was so that it was just easier. Plus, if we get 2 trailers, I still have to make 2 trips. So, ooh, I have to make 5 trips if I don't. Yeah, we'll figure this out. Actually, I got an idea. Here's my idea. We're gonna use this stuff. So instead of doing the auto load like we normally would with the trailer in the back, with the universal auto load, I'm going to plop the bales on there because it'll do, what was it, 24 bales, something like that. There we go. Yeah. So it'll do 24 bales. So let's roll through and go and pick up 24 bales. There we go. There's our 24 bales. Now we just need to find some flat ground, which down here should be good for. We will take the trailer from the back, disconnect, and then we'll take this trailer, spin it around a little bit, and bring it over, and we are going to unload these bales onto this trailer. I mean, can't not work, right? All right, we'll click the unload button, bring them over, about there, and unload. So now, they're there. And so now we can do 48. But not only can we load 48, I'm actually going to load one more little bit of bales around towards the bottom, and we'll put one more stack on the top. All right, so we've got this now, which is good, and I'm going to just kind of plop this on top. This should allow us to take all the ones that we've created over here back over to our farm. No, you stupid... Ugh. Ugh, why? I didn't... Well, that's irritating. You know what? I'm gonna leave it there. I can't imagine anything being a better ending than that. Also, this video being like 1.5 times longer than it should have been to begin with. I picked too much stuff to do. Nonetheless, thank you for hanging out with me. This is the end of part 4 of the series with episode number 40. So we'll have plenty more coming up for you, at least 10 more episodes where we try and get all these silage bales taken over so we can make a little extra cash, buy some TMR, get some cows, etc., etc., etc. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Thanks for hanging out with me. Hope you enjoyed. Drop a like, get subscribed, and do all the fun stuff. Join the DjGoHam fam, notifications, and all that good stuff. Yeah. Have a good one. I'll catch you in the next one.